not gonna let them take the podium first?
Man, they need to answer these questions for me. Oh, wow. No, really, really thankful as always. It's not about us. Anytime I get this opportunity, just make sure I give glory where it's due, and that's to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for continuing to bless us over and over again. It's nothing that we've done to be blessed, but we got it. We're thankful for the grace and the love that we're shown. I'm proud of all of our guys for the way they showed up and played today. Just a truly complete game, starting with the offense, the way we ran the football, controlled the line of scrimmage. Thought our offensive line did a great job. We were able to, control the ball for 41 minutes, which is huge for us, and ran the ball well. CJ had an outstanding game just all around. You talk about really good offensive performance. Guys did a great job. Cam, fire away.
How did today come together, right? This week, Monday night, all week long, there's just a lot of talk about all the things that weren't happening with this team, right? And to pull it together, and it just looked almost, watching it, kind of seamless. What was the big difference this week?
Yeah, for this week, Kim, the main thing, our guys just went out and everybody was, I would say, locked in. Everybody had laser focus on their job, what we needed to do. Guys made the plays we were supposed to make. I thought CJ made great decisions with the football when it wasn't there, checking the ball down to the backs. Our backs played well. We ran the ball for over 100 yards. It starts up front always. And when our offensive line can do that, control the line of scrimmage, things will go well for us. But overall, couldn't be more proud defensively. They also did an outstanding job. Again, great team over there. Those guys made two really big plays on us. Kittle and Jennings made some outstanding catches on us, and that happens. But our guys were resilient. They continued to bounce back. They didn't let one big play affect them. They were still able to come out and continue to press forward, play together, and finish the game.
You guys didn't have a punt until the fourth quarter, but how important was it to get an early start, to see the offense have success for you to sustain that throughout?
Yeah, for me, what I'm most proud of is how we finished the game. We've had some good starts, but we haven't finished well in games, and that's been the key for us is the second half and how we finish in the second half. That's what I'm most proud of there. Anytime you punt the football one time, that's controlling the game. So it was a great job, and when Tommy did punt, he had a good punt for us.
Coach, you guys did a very good job of limiting Christian McCaffrey today, under 70 yards. What was the game plan throughout the week for yourself, Coach Matt Burke, and your defensive coaching staff?
Yeah, Christian's a great player, phenomenal player. I talked about it all throughout the week, and we knew we had to stop him. Run game, passing game, we knew he would be their highest targeted guy, and we were able to hold him. I don't think he had got many yards today, but it was a collective effort from everyone, starting with the defensive line, really disrupting the run game up front, and then I think we tackled really well. And he had a couple check downs there in the 2-minute drive, but overall thought we tackled really well versus a really great player.
How would you just overall describe how the pass protection looked today? CJ obviously had a great day, but he can't have a great day without the O-line. How would you describe how
Our O-line did an outstanding job again. For us to stay upright the entire game, when it wasn't there, CJ made great decisions of stepping up in the pocket, taking what was given, taking what was there for him. So proud of the way CJ played, proud of the way the O-line played.
Nico, without Nico Collins, obviously you guys were relying on others to step up. What can you say about the job that the wide receiver room did over the day?
A lot of young guys stepped up and make plays. Noel Higgins, Jared Wayne stepped up. All of our receivers, all those guys showed up, and not just in the passing game. The way we ran the football, the receivers have to block, so they did a great job of blocking as well. Coach McDaniel's done a great job with those guys, having them prepared, and that's what I talk about. That's what the league is about. It doesn't matter who's out there. If you do what you're coached to do, you do it the right way, and you do it with a relentless mindset, like we can go out and we can play well versus anyone. The receivers showed up big time today.
Coach, you talk about each week. You talk about trying to play clean football. I mean, obviously you had 8 penalties today, but these penalties seem to be so dispersed, and with your time of dominance on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage, it didn't seem like it really didn't have any havoc in what y'all was consistently wanting to get done today.
For sure, with the penalties, we had a couple holding calls that we have to clean up. O-line did a good job, but we got to clean up some of the holding penalties that's kind of knocking us back. But I think in the beginning of the year, we allowed those penalties to kind of stall us out on the drive. Right now, nobody panicked. Everybody just continued to press forward, knowing we can overcome any situation. So no one got in a bad mood about a penalty. Let's just keep playing forward. Penalties will happen. We want to clean them up, of course, playing with great technique. We can do a much better job, of course. Defensively, we had an offsides penalty that we cannot have on third down that allowed them to go down and drive. That's the one right there that's truly controllable that we cannot have.
Coach, coming into this game, there was a lot of criticism and noise about the way that the offense was ran, and in particular the way that Nick Cady was calling plays. How impressed were you by the way that he was able to call the game today, and for you all to get off to such a fast start?
Yeah, Kaylee did a great job again today, and he's done a great job with what we were asking him to do. He's doing a great job. He has the guys have his back. Everybody's in this together. Right, from Kaylee, myself, the player, we're all in this thing together. So it really doesn't matter about outside noise. And we hear a lot of that every time you lose. Everybody wants to come up with something of get rid of everybody, fire everybody, you lose a game, you go out, don't play well. Well, it's just the noise is just a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about. Because here in this room, as a team, we stick together as a team, and we know it's only about us, right? And you never let that outside noise creep in and control who we are. We know who we are. We know what we're about. We know the formula. We know what it takes to go win games. And we just understand that the outside noise is just noise. We would never go ask anybody who's giving the noise. We would never go ask them their opinion about how to game plan or how to play football. So we keep that in-house, and we press forward, and we go out and play good football. That's what it's about.
Well, to piggyback on that last question, Miko, I know it's just one win. But how much pressure does this take off of you now that you played so well complementary football in all three phases? And secondly, did it help the fact that you are so familiar with the 49ers and game planning this one?
Yeah, I don't have any pressure on me. We're in the NFL. Every week is a tough week. We're going to celebrate this win because we got to win versus a gritty, tough football team. The Niners are great. Even though they are missing a lot of top guys, still they found a way to pull it together, play a great game, and we knew that was going to be the case, right? Again, fall into the trap of who they didn't have. Those guys are prepared. Kyle has them prepared every single week, and that's our game plan was just to go out and execute the way we know how to execute, and the guys did that, and I'm proud of them for that.
Hey, Tamiko, you talked earlier a little bit about how everybody played really well, but can you talk about CJ and just kind of his maturity, the kind of, the way the offense has looked so far this season, for him to keep being able to keep pressing and have the kind of performance he had today? What does that say about him and his leadership?
Yeah, when CJ's locked in, we know when the quarterback is playing well, right? And CJ plays well, and he's upbeat, and everybody can see he's going to the right spot with the football. He's making great decisions, stepping up, escaping the pocket, converting some runs there, converting some third downs. I mean, you just see the energy, the vibe of our entire sideline just changes, right? Because everybody's looking for the quarterback for that leadership. And it's just about nothing special or nothing grand. It's just about him just remaining disciplined as a quarterback, doing exactly what he's supposed to do on every given play. And when he does that, he makes great decisions. And with the O-line working the way they work today, that's what you see, man. One of his best games ever, right? The way he operated today, it was very clean football, and I'm proud of where he is. We just have to continue to stay with this every week.
You all and he did this without your best offensive playmaker. So what did you need from them to be able to do that in spite of?
Yeah, for us, again, I said, we always want all of our best players out on the field. But again, you don't make excuses. Like, the game goes on, whoever is up, whoever is out there, we expect our guys just to execute, do what they're supposed to do, and play to the best of their ability. I never ask anyone to go and be Nico Collins, go and be someone you're not. Everybody just play to the best of your ability, and we'll be just fine. And that's what the guys did today.
We'll close with John DJ in charge.
Coach, on third down today, you guys were excellent. 9 of 16 on third down. led to winning the time of possession a lot to a little. What does that say about this team when the offense plays and execute, which is something you mentioned a lot, executes and play the standard of football you guys have set for yourself? And also, how impactful was the 2025 draft class for today offensively?
Yeah, for us, when you're able to win third downs, which is always a huge key to winning the game, it allows you to stay on the field. It allows you to sustain drives. And in games where we've done that, like we're able to stay on the field and just continue to press forward and end drives with points. So that's the importance of third down. And for our young guys in this draft class, they're continuing to get better. They're growing. They're stepping up, making big plays for us. And Jalen Noel, he's jumping off the tape for the past couple weeks of making some big-time plays for us. It's the things you saw him do at Iowa State is showing up, the explosiveness, him down the field, like his return ability, just all across. And you can tell they're all getting more comfortable with what they're asked to do, and they're really flourishing in their roles.
How would you assess how secondary played? Kamara caught a pick. Basically, you kind of sealed the game. How would you overall assess how they did today?
Yeah, overall, I thought, again, the defense as a whole, the guys did a great job. It's rushing, covering together. You know, the ball would come out quick. They hit us on a couple deep passes there on the sideline, and they tried it again, and Kamara was able to go up and make a play. And that's what it's about. Like, when you have your op, at the end of the day, everybody's going to have a one-on-one in the back end. And are you making a play or not? And we made plays today.
Coach, I think you may have mentioned it a little bit earlier on, but just the way that your offensive line was able to protect CJ today and get going in the run game. I don't think you all had any sacks, and you like I said, kept a lot of the pressure off of him. When you see that and then moving in unison like that, is that what not only the expectations, but what you know that they can do?
Yeah, I know our offense line can do it. Right, when we do it and we do it at a high level and we're focused, we're locked in, like that's what it looks like. And so hopefully they see that, and it's something that continues to give them, that confidence that when we are working in unison, guys are together, we're on the same page, communicating, and we're straining. No matter what happens, we're straining to finish to make sure the defense is staying off the quarterback. Like there's a lot of things open for us down the field, and we have a quarterback who can deliver the football wherever it needs to go. All right, thank you, guys.
Hi.
CJ, when you have so many guys that can make plays that you get the ball to, how much does that help you and the team?
Yeah, I think, spreading the ball around is great for everybody. I love seeing my guys make plays. And shout out to Jared, Jared Wayne for making 2 catches. His first 2 catches of his career. He's somebody who I came in with that worked very hard to get where he's at. And I'm just so proud of him, man, his faith in the Lord and just his continued faith in himself. But just the opportunity that he got, man, he took full advantage. So big shout out to him. Brax, showed up big, J. Noel, Hig. We got a bunch of guys, Dalt. I'm probably forgetting some, but everybody balled.
Hey, CJ, how does it feel to have, I won't say a complete game, but kind of, to control the clock for so much, all 3 phases?
Is it kind of?
Yeah.
Why kind of?
Because I know nothing's perfect, right?
Yeah, but you gotta. It's hard to win in the league, man. I'll take it. No, yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but to have a perfect game then, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to say perfect, but I would say we had a complete, 4 quarters, and I think that was the goal, was to, control the line of scrimmage, run the ball, then, use play action pass and, other things to kind of balance it off. So I thought we did a great job of that, but, it really starts up front with the O-line. Kales did a great job. Our tight ends did amazing. Those are, ways you can possibly have a complete game. But, yes, there's always things you can clean up.
CJ, you all did it, of course, without Nico, and you had talked about it right after the game that maybe you wanted a little bit more on your shoulders. But what was the process like? What was the mindset like kind of coming into this week knowing that you wouldn't have him and that everybody else would have to step up?
Yeah, it's really hard, having just a dominant force like him, being out. But I thought, we practiced really good. And I think, that's the keys, like practicing good, and then you give yourself a chance to play good. But, yeah, you can't replace Nico Collins. He's a top 5 guy in this league. I think he's, one of the best. And even when he comes back, we got to find new ways to get him to rock. So, that's my job, to, give it to him. And I think, when he comes back, his force will be felt. But, I thought everybody really stepped up really big, and thought, especially in the run game.
Titus said last week that when you all come out and play fast, to start the game, that usually sets and dictates the way that you all are going to play for the rest of the game. What went into it this week as far as picking up the pace?
I just think, it's always good to get a little motivation. We didn't have our best outing, against Seattle. And I think, that was just motivation to, do the right thing. And I think that I always got to find motivation every week, regardless if we do good or bad. So I think, that was kind of like the, one of the keys. And I think every time you simplify it to, one play at a time, everybody doing their job, it kind of makes the game a little easier. And you don't have to focus on winning instead of just winning every play, and that ultimately gets you the win. So I thought we did that in that first drive and kept that going as we kept going.
Nico earlier said that today's one of your best games. How would you just overall categorize how you played today?
Yeah, I thought I played solid, thought I distributed the ball well, in pressure situations, getting it out of my hand. I don't think we had any sacks today, so I think, just me getting the ball in my hand on time definitely helped. Moving the pocket, but yeah, I would say I play solid. Always things to clean up, but I'm happy with how I played, and I'm always going to stay confident. And even when I lack confidence, like I was telling him outside, like I got God confidence. I'm not always going to be perfect. I'm not always going to be the best, but I will die on that field if I have to. I love playing this game. I respect this game, my preparation. I take it serious every week, and sometimes you just go lay an egg. So, I'm going to leave the past in the past, but I know what I can do. I know I'm a top guy in this league when I'm rolling. So, I just got to keep that going.
CJ, this week it seemed like the messaging from D'Amico was kind of a challenge to the players to just, hey, we've got the game plan, trust us, trust what the game plan is. Did you get a sense sometime this week that everybody was kind of locked in on exactly what you guys wanted to do this week?
Yeah, I think we're locked in every week. I thought even against Seattle we were locked in, and I just thought we just didn't play good. And then you look at Baltimore, Tennessee, we were locked in. Against Tampa Bay, against Tampa Bay we were locked in. It's like you give yourself a chance when you're locked in, practicing great. Now you got to go. Everybody probably does that in the NFL, but the teams who win are the ones who can execute on Sundays. So I think that's the key, where at least, especially offensively, defensively, of course, and special teams, we can take it up to another notch. It's just taking because I do think we're a focus group. I do think we have a crazy amount of effort. You can see how hard we play, everybody. Now it's just the execution from X's and O's wise and trusting what the coaches are doing and putting the positions we're in. So I definitely think that is where we need to take the next step, and did that today.
Well, CJ, obviously, you all have to block out the outside noise. You do that great. Every NFL team does. But how much confidence does it give you now to get over the hump and really start putting things together after the solid competitive game you had today and the result?
Yeah, I think, we give ourselves a chance each week. We keep winning. So this is a long league. I mean, it's a long season. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And if we keep stacking, who knows? We can do whatever we put on the field. So I think, today was a step in the right direction. Now, I'm gonna go home, relax, get a little bit away from the game, and then tomorrow I'm back at it, rolling, and back with my preparation. So you got to be able to enjoy wins, but also take the momentum, take the rhythm, and keep rolling with that.
How do you build on this win? Like, what elements from today do you want to carry over or incorporate into next week against Denver?
Yeah, I think practicing, that's key. Got to practice great, and I think we've been doing that for the last couple weeks. And then, taking it from the practice and put it on the field, kind of like I was saying, just execution. But, I think that's what it starts with, your preparation, film, being on the same page with the coordinators and with, your position coaches, and having conversation about, if this happens, I'm going to do this. That happens with your teammates. So that'll be key for, this next game against a good Denver defense.
And CJ, you have the trade deadline coming up. If there was one thing that you could add on this team to kind of make your job easier down the road, what would it be?
Yeah, that's not my job. My job is just to play, and I'll do that. If, my opinion is asked from, our front office, then so be it. But I trust Nick, I trust Miko, I trust our front office to do what we need to do, to get this team. Because I think we are very talented, so, but whatever that is, I trust what they're going to do.
Two kind of quick questions. It really seemed like y'all never really had trouble at all throughout the game. I don't think y'all punted until late in the fourth quarter. At what point did you know that you all were really in a rhythm? At what point during the game? And then second, do you feel like using your legs more really helped get you going offensively?
Yeah, I feel like, I kind of wake up in the morning every day feeling like it's going to be my day. I don't ever, think opposite. I think because my preparation is, at a high level. And I think I can tell you really a play. I just think every play I kind of try to individualize it to, did I do my job this play? Did I do my job this play? And the pre-snap, doing the little things right. Post-snap, taking care of my eye discipline, my footwork, my ball placement. Of course, and I didn't ace that. I missed in some areas, but I think, the rhythm thing is like, are you just stacking plays, stack completion, stacking opportunities to get your playmakers the ball? And I think maybe the first drive we did that, maybe in the second. I don't really know. I'm kind of just focused on every play. What was the second part?
Do you feel like using
my
your
legs. Yeah, I think, if I can do it, I think cool. I think I don't know how many yards I ran for today, but I think I ran for a good amount. I think it's fun to me. Like, I like doing it. Learn how to slide this off season. Shout out Clint. So I thought I had a good slide today. I almost got my head taken off, but got down clean. And, I like losing my legs. I think it's fun. So.
Hi, CJ, a couple of questions. What do you think this win says about where the team is headed this season?
Yeah, I think our destiny is in front of us, and whatever we do week in and week out is going to be, it really is what we can control. We control. That's preparation, practice, hard work, dedication, relentless effort, swarming, and I think as we continue to do that, we'll be able to get some more dubs.
Thank you. Last question. What message do you have for Texas fans tonight?
Appreciate the support, appreciate the love. I just want to, be able to, give my all every week. And sometimes I do it, sometimes, it doesn't look as great, but I appreciate everybody, and their love. And I love Houston. I love living in the city. I love, just the camaraderie and the community that I'm in. And I'm just so grateful to be here and be in this position. And I think, our fans, they're showing up. and they're doing their thing, and I appreciate that because that really does help. Even in Seattle, like they were all out there. Then today, thought we were loud, and that always helps. So shout out, H-Town and the Texans. You have a good one. Thank you.
Appreciate it.